Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, baby.
Fate decided. What's up? What's up? It is the Lethal Collective. Thank God it's Friday. We got my man Fate, craving something scary. We're ready to rock this thing out. How you guys doing?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful.
Doing
Make it
good.
happen.
All
Good
right,
to
we
be here.
made it. We
You
made it. We
made it.
made it. Thank you guys in the chat for hanging around. You guys are having great conversations, and I know we were kind of interacting with you guys too. That's why you guys are so special. We love it.
Thanks.
We love it. But
Sorry I
hello
wasn't
to
here
everyone.
Monday. My apologies. I got caught up working, but I did call. So
You did.
I didn't miss the live stream. I was actually going to jump on, but I heard you guys say, because I had it like kind of playing in the background while I was working. I heard you guys say like, "Oh, we're gonna wrap it up here." So I was like, "Oh!" By the time I turn my computer on, get everything, like click the link, I was like, "They'll probably be off." So I was like, "I'm just gonna call." So I was here.
Man.
I still haven't missed the live stream. So
You're there in
I was just
spirit.
late,
Very
fashionably late.
cool. Yeah. But yeah, what's up to you guys in the chat? We see all you guys, Carrie, Wayne, Castellar, Desiree, Maverick, and everyone else, Valerie, Jessica's in the chat. What's going on? Uh Wayne's like, he's quick, man. He said, where is Jake? Jake could not make it tonight.
Jake's making movies.
Yeah, he's a busy guy, right?
He's
For the
left us
collective
little
now.
people, man. We're the small
We're
fries
nobody.
now, man.
He was talking
Yep.
about he's getting a
It's what?
What? You you're muted out. Oh no. I swear, guys, Night and I are not doing this.
I don't know. I don't know why.
Hey, look,
My
it's
ca-
fate, man. It's
My
fate.
camera went out. I'm telling you,
so
they're
great.
messing with me. They kicked me off of that one stream. They let me come in late. Now they
Look, he's did it again.
like,
Dude,
I
you're
don't
out.
understand.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah.
See,
Wow.
they just want to shut me up. No, I'm just playing. But no, on a serious note, yeah. I just wanted to have some fun.
Woo.
That's
What's
hilarious.
up, Zoe? Too
Hey,
funny,
Zoe.
man. Oh man,
Knight, I
we got
gotta tell you,
Bobby.
man, that intro real quick, Knight, was great, man. The little stew intro. That was
I knew you'd
something
like
new.
that.
I'm like, oh, look
Hey.
at you. Yeah.
Hey, look, man. You know me. I'm like a mad scientist. I just always
I
gotta
know
mess
you
with
are.
stuff.
I contemplated jumping off of the stream. I was like,
Yeah,
how it started.
I can see. He would have been like, "Gosh, this
I was like,
stuff."
all right,
I'm out.
this is how we're going. This is how we're
It's
doing
like
it.
it's like we're starting
yeah.
off like this. Oh my gosh.
I don't even want to see where this begins, but
Right.
so
All right. So, anyways, Steven, I'll let you start off, man, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, first thing I got to say is, for those of you who don't know, I've been fighting a really bad cold since the first of the week, and as you can probably still hear, it's still hanging around my vocal cords for some reason and not wanting to fully leave me. So, today I might not be quite as loud. I may be a little bit more on the softer side than I normally am, and yeah, thanks. Fate's very happy about that, and so because I have to preserve a little bit of my voice because tonight is, of course, I have the Lynn McCree interview we'll talk about later on, but so I have to be mindful of maintaining as much as I can of my voice. Oh, there she is. Yes, well,
nice.
she'll be on the channel tonight over on Craving Something Scary at 9 o'clock. So, like 3.5 hours, I'll be visiting with her. And I'm very excited for you guys to be there if you can make it. So, tonight I'm going to be a little bit more subdued, but it's not because I'm in a bad mood or anything like this. It's just because I'm in conservation mode for my voice, okay? Because I don't want to be on there tonight and can't talk. That'd be no fun for anybody.
Ooh, right,
So,
right.
yes, that's right, Desiree. I have my trusty water constantly being refilled here, and
Right.
yes, so thinking I got cough drop in my mouth. So if you see me, it's because I'm it's the only way I can really talk effectively is to keep one of these in my mouth at all times. So,
Yeah.
anyway, having said all that, I do want to start off with something I want to mention that really is kind of heartbreaking in all seriousness. And I was like, I'm not trying to bring the stream down, but I think it's important and that we talk about it. And it's about our one of our Scream 4 heroes of Kirby, Hayden Panettiere. And you guys probably saw, or if you haven't, you will. It's going all over social media about an incident that occurred. I don't know if it was today or last night. I know the news is coming out today, as best I can tell, about a situation where someone who she's dating, who she's been on and off again apparently for quite some time, and there's sadly a history of domestic abuse and violence between him and her, and he's assaulted her, and she's had restraining orders apparently in the past, but she continues to allow him to come back in. And there was a situation that happened that this one wasn't actually him against her. It was more about him engaging with someone at a restaurant, and they got into an altercation, and it was aimed not at Hayden but at these other people. But Hayden got involved as well, so it just became a big mess. And the reason I bring this up is just to say this: is that people are so quick to say, why doesn't she just leave him? And you see people in these abusive relationships, and people are so quick to judge and say they should just leave the person, and it's all over. And that is completely not how this really works. Anyone who's ever been in an abusive relationship, be it physically or mentally manipulative, controlling relationships, there are a lot of components involved in this, and that's why you see them return to these people over and over again, because they are victims. They are not just people who were treated wrong. They are truly victims. And unfortunately, the psychological aspects, I won't get into all of that right now, and you guys may be aware of some of the things I'm already talking about, but there's components where it's not just about saying no and walking away. It's not that simple. It's not. If it was, there would be no one in an abusive relationship, but there are factors involved. So I feel for her. My heart breaks for Hayden. In all seriousness, it really does. I've been very
Yeah.
sad all afternoon about this, and she's just a snapshot of this thing that's happening to thousands upon thousands of people every single day. This is just, she has noticed because of her celebrity status. And I'm glad it brings attention to the issue, but I want to make sure we're all very responsible and understanding that there are people in this battle with her every day that are in these abusive relationships. And I would venture to say, statistically, we've got probably 20 people in this live chat. I bet you at least 3 to 5% of the people here could be involved in one right now. It would not be shocking. And so I want to say, and I'm going to put it here in the live chat, but I really mean this. If you are in a relationship right now where you're being harmed physically or mentally, and it's not healthy, and you're not being treated the way you should be treated as a human being and as a person made in the image of God, with his image, if you are not being treated the way you should, please call the National Domestic Violence Hotline. I've put it in the live chat here. Should be popping up soon. Please call this number. It's completely anonymous. You can share. They will listen to you. They will help guide you. And because listen, your value, you are worth more than anyone devaluing you. You are worth more than that. You don't deserve that. You deserve to be in a relationship with someone who respects you and treats you equally and fairly, who loves you and who supports you and doesn't tear you down. And worse than tear you down, hurt you physically or mentally. So I know if you're in that relationship right now, it's hard and you feel like you can't escape from it. You feel like you can't get away from this. And a part of you wants to go back because you love this person in your mind, but that's not what love is. It feels like it, but it's not. So you can step away. And last thing I'm going to say, you can take steps to make a change and get out of that relationship that may ultimately seriously hurt you and could end your life. You're more valuable than any of that. So I just want to encourage you all. And when you see this article, please be sympathetic, be empathetic to Hayden and to every woman and every man who's in these situations, because
Mm-hmm.
until you've walked in their shoes and you've lived in those moments, you don't fully or cannot be fully, we can't fully understand all of the components that are involved. And I just want to never be that person who, because I've been there before, I've said those things in the past before I understood really what's involved in this type of situation. And it's not that easy just to say leave. It's not. So and if you know of anyone, guys, support them, encourage them, love them, try to help them see their worth and their value and how they should be treated. All right. So, because we all deserve to be loved and treated fairly. And my heart has been breaking ever since I saw this.
Yeah.
And I just want to say to all of you, if you're in this relationship, don't you're worth more, okay? There's better things for you. You deserve better. Call the number, talk, because sometimes you've got to talk to someone you don't know. You've got to talk to an objective ear who has no idea who you are before you can really talk and open up. And so please, if you're in that situation, give them a call. All right, that's all I wanted to say, and just want to get that off of my chest and my heart to you guys. So
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
One thing I do want to add to that though is be careful which stories you're seeing online, because TMZ was the first to report it, and they actually have like the incidents that happened. I've seen a couple other articles, like a People's article, an Entertainment article, but they don't tell the full scope. It's just clickbait saying that they were in a fight.
yep,
Hayden, if you read the TMZ article, that was the first reported incident that actually has the video that
Hmm.
was there in the time of the incident. Hayden was trying to break up the fight.
yep,
It was her
exactly,
boyfriend that was fighting. But I've seen
yep,
other articles state that they were in an altercation. They got fight. She was bloody, yes, because she got kicked in the face at one while she was trying to pull her boyfriend off of like
yep,
the out of the scruffles, things like that. She even afterwards, and you see it in the video, she's even apologizing to the staff and saying, I'm really
yeah,
sorry. And they're like, you need to drop that guy. And she's like, I know, I'm really sorry. And she's like, just trying to be helpful. She was trying
right,
to help. Granted, alcohol was involved clearly. You know, maybe she should have stepped back and let them handle it. But I mean, it's somebody she loves, it's somebody she cares about. It's
Right.
nobody reacts the proper way in those
Yeah.
situations. It's just a
Yeah.
terrible event, period. But I just want to clarify that for people, because I've seen people uh, even posted on like the Woodsboro group and things like that, and like these other things saying like, "Oh, Hayden got in a fight," you know, and saying however they
Hmm.
feel about it. And it's like
yeah,
that's not really the case. Like you actually, like
no,
if you're gonna talk about it, you need to know, at least take the 3 minutes to read the article. It wasn't even a
exactly,
long
Hmm.
article.
no, it
It
Right.
was
wasn't,
like people are just posting the article and talking about the headline, and
right,
and even the TMZ headline is clickbait. It's literally
yeah,
Hayden and Hayden and whatever the boyfriend's name, Brian or
yeah,
whatever,
Brian, I think something,
Hmm.
and
yeah,
then
getting a fight.
yeah,
Uh,
no,
Yep.
it
so
wasn't at each other, but and the
Right.
reason I brought it up was because there there is a history with him
yeah,
abusing Hayden, and so while this incident, that's why I said at the beginning, this was pointed outwardly to other people about poor tippers or whatever, and so that started this whole thing. So yeah, that's a good point, Tyler, to reinforce that.
Hmm.
But I think it goes to show this is his not this behavior he demonstrated here is not new. In other words, this is
yeah,
Right.
this is what's
This is who he is.
yeah,
when he spat in Hayden's face and hit her, and she had to get restraining orders and all this stuff. This has happened before. And now this was happening to someone else, but it's who that guy is.
yeah,
Right.
And it's hopefully the day will come that she will get the help she needs to help break away from that type of situation.
Yeah.
But it's easier said than done. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Absolutely. No, well said,
You know.
man. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. All right.
Yeah, it's always something that it's always a things like that are always a touchy subject either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that there's always people that are on two sides. No one ever sees the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, and not just that, but everyone's experience is different too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like everyone has there's different levels of this also, and it's something that it's never easy to see either side. It's never really easy to talk about. It's one of those things that are just tough in general.
Yep.
There's no real
Absolutely.
right answer. It's a weird spot to be in, and it's just something to just keep in mind, just in general. But I'm glad you brought that up, Craig. I'm glad it's something
Yeah.
that was of conversation because it is important
Absolutely.
and
It is,
to,
man.
it needs to be talked about from all sides, all angles. Have the
Yep.
conversation at least going, and the information actually out there, the
Yep.
proper information.
Yep.
That's right.
That's
So
right.
yeah, but
Yep. All right.
All right.
Okay. All right, Knight, bring us up, brother. Lift us up.
Like,
Yeah, we're.
Power.
I know.
the power.
well, first off,
Power.
Jake's not here, and we did it privately. But congratulations to Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake, well done, sir.
Jake,
Yeah,
and,
let me
all
put
of
it
you,
up here.
thank you. Because I know
Yep.
most, if not all of you in this chat,
Yep.
donated something to Jake's Kickstarter. And
Yes.
we don't have skin in the game. None of us have skin in the game. We don't get any profit. We don't get anything. All we get is just the love of our friend, of our lethal partner, being able to live out his dream. And
Absolutely.
that's ultimately what we wanted to see, is just him be able to achieve this. He achieved it, and it's something we're excited for.
Man, I
Yep.
can't tell you how excited I am because
Yes.
Jake's the type of person. I mean, I think we all have some creativity, right? But Jake, he's just like all over the place, and it's just so cool when you see someone with his type of creativity and his skill set. He definitely has talent in doing film, and just to see what he's going to do, and not only that, it almost sounds a little selfish, and I don't mean it this way, but you guys might understand what I mean. But we're right there with him, kind of walking the journey with him, so to speak, even though we're not right beside him, but you get what I mean. We're seeing this
Mhm.
process happen, and how cool is that?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, man.
And
We get
Jake
to
is
peek
such an
behind the
open
curtain.
guy. Yeah, we're getting a peek behind the curtain, and he's just, like I said, he's gonna knock it out of the park. I cannot wait. I just can't
Absolutely.
wait. It's gonna be
It is.
awesome.
It is.
Absolutely.
It's something that's awesome. He deserves it. He really does.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I know he's going to do right by everyone. I know he's going to give a proper film. And fan films seem to be hyped. That Scream Legacy, like I even was
Yeah.
talking to Jake
Yes.
about that. That looks great. That comes out today, I believe, right? And
Sometime today. I don't know when, but
yeah.
it's supposed to be today.
and
Yeah.
there's a lot of buzz around
Mhm.
that. And I was even telling Jake, like, that is proof of concept there.
Mhm.
That clearly there's a buzz and a demand for this, and people like to see these things. And
Yeah.
and he was even saying, like, yeah, that's great. Like, I can't wait, like, to see it, compare it, things like that. And
Mhm.
so it's awesome. It's awesome to see that, like, this isn't just like a one-off thing, that there are people that are actively doing this and doing it with success. And I
Yeah.
believe Jake is going to be one of those people, and I think we're going to be looking back going, wow, like, that was
Yeah.
incredible. And
You're gonna be like,
hopefully,
I knew that guy when.
yeah, and hopefully it's only the beginning. Hopefully, how cool would it be if we could say, like, our friend is directing Scream 12?
Right? Yeah, right?
Hey, Radio
Yeah.
Silence started doing on YouTube.
Yep.
Yep.
And
That's
that's
right.
one of Jake's heroes is Radio Silence. He loves Radio Silence, and he is, he's kind of following in their path. So look at them
Yeah.
now, directing their second Scream film. I mean, I'm
Mhm.
telling you, man, anything's possible. You just,
It
you
is,
know,
man.
you just do what you love, do your very best work at what you do, and the chips are gonna fall, man. You just never know what that may lead to.
Yeah.
That's right.
Especially
Yep.
with this awesome community. Seriously, as much
Yeah,
as
man.
we're praising Jake, all of you deserve praise as well. Because I mean, even those
True
that
enough.
didn't donate, that just shared the link, even those that
Yep.
just are here every Monday and Friday or on our channels watching our video stuff, like, it is.
Yep.
It's awesome.
And And it all helps. It's all part of it. It's all dominoes because, when we see you guys like happy to be talking to each other in the chat, or you guys happy to be talking with us or creating conversations or the comments or what have you, it fuels the fire. And I
Mhm.
know that's something that obviously, Fate and Craven and Jake, they agree with that. I mean, this is why we do this. We do it
Yeah,
because there are people out there like you guys that think the way we do, that you have a fandom for movies like we do, you have connections to these movies like we do, you have memories with these movies like we do, and you're excited about things that are going to be coming up in the future and so forth. So, like I've said many times before, and all four of us have had different um, entry points into our YouTube journeys, but I think one thing's for sure is that this community and everything about it has been so much more rewarding than I ever would have thought before I became a YouTuber. There are so many interesting and awesome and supportive people that I've met, not through just my channel, but other people's channels too. Sometimes just comments on people that I like to watch. I'll talk to people in comment sections. So it's really a blessing. It truly is, and it's so much fun. It really,
it
really
is.
is.
I'm excited for the future,
Yeah, man.
for him and his film journey. I'm excited for the future of the Lethal Collective channel, each of our individual channels. I mean, seriously, the sky's the limit, and
Yeah.
it's amazing seeing this community, how great it is, growing it
Hmm.
together. Because I mean, most of us have, or most of our subscribers are all the same people, and it's awesome that we're really growing this incredible journey.
Yep.
But yeah, yes, Jordan, he reached the goal. He achieved
Yes.
it, and yeah, so it was awesome. It was awesome to watch that. Don't get me wrong, he was stressed. He was, which you could imagine. I mean, it's something you're passionate about, something you're hoping to do. It's always hard asking
Yeah.
for people's help in general, especially on top
Yeah.
of that, you're talking money. And so it's just, it's always something worried about, and the days tick and you're like looking and you're like, well, we're still X amount of dollars away, like, but
Hmm.
he did it.
Hmm.
He did it, and he
Yeah,
did it
he
with
did.
time to spare, which is what's important. And
Right?
yeah, I mean, again, fan films are doing fantastic. The what is it? Chris Stuckman. He
Yeah,
just set the
man.
record. He just set the
Shelby
record.
Oaks.
Shelby Oaks. Yeah, he just set the record for most funding for a fan film or whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
man. Crazy
like
stuff.
things like, well, that's not a fan film, that's a horror, that's his own independent horror project, but he started
Right.
out doing like little projects in high school and stuff like
Hmm.
that, like, so I mean, there's definitely, it's definitely a proven formula to start out on YouTube
Right.
and just kind of grow
Yeah.
and develop, and and then
Hmm.
eventually start doing that, like I was even telling Jake, and like we've even talked about, like it would be cool, like it, once he gets a footing and stuff like that, to like do like movies, like have like a lethal collective production or something like that, like like
Hmm.
it'd be cool to like just have like fan films being made and things like that, or independent films being made and stuff, as we
Yeah.
especially as we grow our audience and things like that.
Hmm.
It is, I think it's an exciting time to be in this space, and it's great for us to be able to see this process,
Yeah.
and and even from a subscriber base, like you'll get to watch the journey, you'll get to hear all his updates, you'll get to hear us talking
Hmm.
about it, yeah, all that stuff. um it's an awesome position to be in, and it's always
Yeah.
cool to see a friend be able to do something like this, so I'm definitely excited for it.
And speaking of which, and Wayne brought up a good point, and I also want to definitely say congrats to Carrie Crave Cinema with her YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Oh, she did,
And
It is
nice,
yeah,
launched. Yes.
yeah, man, it
awesome,
is
Carrie,
it is
congrats.
it is such a cool channel already. And
Already, it
I
is.
mean, you could just what's fun is like everyone has their own vibe, you know what I'm saying? Even the four of us here. And
Yeah.
so I was watching, her the first two of her three videos, and I was just like, this is definitely Carrie. This is totally Carrie. This makes complete sense. And it was just really cool, a nice vibe, nice and chill. She knows her stuff. I mean, obviously, she's wicked talented with her writing. So
Yep.
it's like she's just translating that into video. So it's just like, wow, it's really
You
cool.
know what else is really
Congratulations.
cool? Yeah, congratulations. That's right. And I'm glad you brought it up, Knight, because I haven't
Hmm.
watched her first video because I haven't seen X, so I'm
Right.
staying away from
Spoilers.
all the X stuff. Yeah, completely.
Hmm.
I'm not even watching like non-spoiler reviews. I don't want to hear nothing about it because I already know I'm going to watch it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
Right.
if I don't make it in theaters, I'll see it when it streams in a month, whatever.
Hmm.
But I started with her second two videos. Then I watched the one
Hmm.
this morning or earlier today about the Lori versus Michael.
Yeah.
And man, you know what? I'll tell you something. And this is the God's honest truth. Uh, Seeing she's already showing growth and just in comfort. When I hear like, and then none of them have been bad. I mean, that's the thing. They've all
Right.
been well. The first two that I've listened to, I've loved
Hmm.
both of them. But even from listening to the one today with Michael Myers, and I already see and hear her sounding more comfortable.
That's what that is
You
so
notice that?
funny you said that, Steven, because and Carrie's probably like blushing because we're talking about her so
She
much.
probably is. She's probably
But this
hiding.
is but no, but seriously, but this is real
Angela's coming
Yes.
talk.
up soon. She's going to
Oh
her alter ego.
jeez.
Oh no.
Don't
But
worry.
real talk though, because I mean, you guys in the chat, you guys know Carrie's amazing and so supportive, just like all of you guys. But she, we are messaging each other, and I told her I only watched a little bit of the first video because I hadn't seen X either yet, right? But I just wanted to get a vibe, you know what I'm saying? And when
Hmm.
I saw the second video, and I was like, oh my gosh, the way that her narration was and her voice,
Hmm.
like I'm really big on that type of stuff. Like her voice, the way it kind of, it
Hmm.
kind of moved through the video, and it was bringing me in to what she was saying. And so I had messaged her and I said that, and she, as usual, so humble about it. But it's so funny that you said that, Stephen, because I thought the same thing. Just
Yeah.
from the one video to the next, I
Yes.
heard growth, and I'm sitting there
Yes.
thinking, wow, man, she is so far ahead of the curve. Because I'm telling you what, my
Hmm.
first, I don't even know how many videos, it took me a while to even get comfortable. And that was just talking and recording it. I wasn't even live. So
Right.
shout out to you, Carrie.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. I listened to that today, and I was
Hmm.
laughing at multiple points because of her
Hmm.
comments. And I'm like,
Right.
oh my gosh, she sounds like she's actually like in control. She's
Yeah.
completely having
Yeah.
fun now. She's
Hmm.
relaxed, and she's
Right.
throwing little jokes in, you know,
Hmm.
and just
Yeah.
and just the way she says the commentary on that video, I was smiling so hard. And I thought the same thing. I said, man, she better watch out because literally this could catch fire if Carrie continues the path that you're on
Yeah.
right now, Carrie. I'll talk to you directly
Hmm.
because I know you're here. If you continue the path you started, and you
Hmm.
just you keep building on, you've got great intro. You've got the little intro movie. You got all the little
Yeah.
pieces, these little bells and whistles that
Hmm.
most people don't start with, and
Yes.
so I'm
Yep.
already
It's
noticing
true.
all those little touches. You guys have seen them, and I'm thinking to myself, man, uh, Carrie, if you continue this and you keep building on this and you keep opening up and you keep expressing yourself and being you, just your
Yeah.
personality on stage, on your narration,
Hmm.
watch out. That's all I'm
Sky's
telling
the
Yeah.
you right
limit.
now. This could be a very, very successful channel. I really believe
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm calling it right now. I think it definitely will be
Yeah.
because
Yep.
she's got all the elements, and like you said, even the intro and the music and the way it was edited. And man, I kid you
Hmm.
not. And I know we talked a little bit kind of playing around, but we were kind of serious too about talking about showing or reacting to our first videos that we ever had put together. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, man, she is so far ahead of the curve. It is not like my first video. I literally just kind of, I don't even know what I did. I just kind of came on and I was like, hey, yeah, how's it going? And I was just bullshitting and it didn't make any sense. So, anyways, it's always fun to see people
Yep.
starting their journey or making
Hmm.
strides in their journey. So this is what's cool, man. We're along for the ride on these special moments, the ride that we're having together, the four of us, Jake with his films, Carrie with her new channel, you
And
guys in the chat. I mean,
and
it's
Knight,
it's
I
it's
also want to
amazing.
mention Maverick Media also, who's here in the chat. This
That's
brand new
right.
channel. Maverick has
Yeah.
started his channel also, and Maverick Media. I want to
Yep,
give you some props too because he's continuing to build on his channel and grow it
yep,
out. And
absolutely.
and Bob Hunt, who's one of the friends of my channel and us as well.
Yep.
Bob Hunt has
Yep.
started his channel now, brand new,
That's awesome.
and it's so wonderful to see so many of you guys that have actually reached out and through messages and even in the chat and said, that you guys are like the inspiration for us to do this or for me to do this and to step out and start. And that is like, that means the absolute world to all of us here.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful, guys. So all of you who started your channels, don't
Jordan-
stop. Go,
Jordan,
go, go.
Jordan Talk Films. Shout out
Yeah.
to him too. He's got
Jordan
he's got
Talk
a
Films.
channel as well. You know,
That's right.
it's awesome to other. Yeah, see, like it is. It's awesome to see. And I've always said this. Like whenever people ask, I always tell them, just start. Like, how are you going to know unless you do it?
That's right.
Everyone
That's right.
starts out with zero. Everyone starts out terrible, except for Carrie. But Carrie's been. But here's the
I
thing, though,
know.
She just hit the ball rolling.
I know.
Carrie has
That's awesome.
Carrie's done reviews and stuff like so she has
Yes.
a familiarity which really
Yes.
goes. I mean, and so I mean, look at my like this Fate Decided was a completely different channel. And I've told the story before, so I won't go crazy into it. But I mean, seriously, like, and it's about adapting and changing and pivoting and just doing it. I just started doing it, and all of a sudden, I was having some, little success doing one thing, and then all of a sudden, I just randomly threw something out, and here we are today. And so it's like you never know what that thing's going to be that
Absolutely.
could change your
Yep.
life. And
look-
yeah, it is. It's a blessing.
And of course, as she usually is, so humble, saying, "Oh my God, you guys are making me red." Well, guess what, Carrie? This one's for you.
Get up! Yeah, man, get up! Hit it!
That's for
Yes.
you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Get it up.
Awesome stuff. Awesome
Carrie's
stuff,
always
man.
saying that. I love it when we get in the chat. She'll be like, just get it up. I'm like, I know what we're talking about, baby. Let's go.
But
That's right.
I mean but that's the thing. Like anybody else that hasn't started something, it doesn't even have to be YouTube. It could just be anything. Like
Yeah.
you got to take chances. You got to take risks. You got to do things in your life that maybe make you a little uncomfortable and stuff. It's the only way you're ever going to be able to get ahead. And nobody's great when they start out. No, everyone, and nowadays it's so easy. It's so much easier now than it's ever been, because everyone has a phone in their pocket that has technology that we didn't have 10, 15, 20 years ago. Like, I mean,
That's
it's
right.
just,
Back in
now
my
you can just-
time.
there's entire YouTube, like Mr. Ballin. I'm sure most people know who Mr. Ballin is because he's a huge YouTuber. Like, he got started on TikTok and YouTube, and he makes all of his videos on his iPhone. Like, to this day,
Crazy.
the dude's got to be making millions. The dude's got like 7 million subscribers. Blew up on YouTube like immediately. It's fantastic. He's great, and he still just records on this because he's like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Like, he's able to do everything. So I mean, there's really no excuse. It's just coming out and doing it. So take that chances, whether it's YouTube, whether it's something else, you want to stream on Twitch, whatever the case may be, just do it. What do you have to lose? Worst case scenario, nothing develops, but you also have to give it time. That's the thing too. Most YouTubers, the reason most YouTubers fail is they don't give it time, because it sucks. It sucks putting the hours into a video and you get 3 views and you're just like, man, and then you're doing that for months at a time, and you're not seeing any growth. But all it takes is that one video, or that 1 month, or that 1 week, or whatever the case may be, where your day turns around. And
That's right.
And all of us have seen that, and it's just even steady growth.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Little at a time.
Yeah.
You slowly grow, and before
That's
you
right.
know it, you'll be doing your own collective.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about, I always say, my motto always has been and this is the hardest thing because it's the one thing we always all seem to be defaulted to focusing on, which are sub counts. But but my motto I've tried to stick with is focus on your content. Just put all your energy into making the very best content you can make at whatever level you're at. And I believe firmly that the sub counts, they will come. But the sub counts are almost a reward for hard work. And so do the hard work and then don't stop. You got to say, you know what? I'm not going to do if you think you're going to do 2 videos and you're going to blow up, and
Hmm.
that happens like 0.5% maybe of the entire
Right.
YouTube world. That's not
If
the way
that.
this works. If that,
Hmm.
this is a commitment to say, you know what, I'm going to be dedicated. I'm going to put out, and I said this. Look, you should not consider your channel a failure until you have at least 100 videos up. And I'm not talking about like 100 effortless videos. I mean, put some
Hmm.
effort into what you do. Make it
Right.
something you're proud of, man. You
Hmm.
know. And now, and Tyler, you mentioned it. Everyone has their own flavor.
Hmm.
Everyone's going to have their own flavor. Like the four of us in the collective, we're similar, but we're all very different. We
Right.
all are unique to our channels. So,
Hmm.
you have to find out what your own quote sauce is, what your flavor is. But here's my best advice I could ever give anyone is that whatever you do, make number one, you have to love it. If you're trying to
Yes.
create
True.
content about something you think might make you money one day and you don't care about it, it's going to
Right.
fail from the I can tell you don't even waste your time. You
That's
will
so
burn
true,
out
man.
so fast because
Yeah.
you won't care about it. You have to love it because
Hmm.
it's kind of like, and I'm going to give you a really old analogy. Football card collecting or baseball card collecting, okay?
Yeah.
I was introduced to this in the mid 90s, and my favorite football player, Drew Bledsoe, still my favorite quarterback of all time, been retired since 2006. And my brother-in-law got me, I'm going to tell you the whole story. My brother-in-law got me into card collecting, but he told me something. He said, now listen, these cards are worth significant amount of money that you're purchasing to collect. He says, but you have to be able to look at that card one day and love it just as much as you do when it's got $100 sticker on it, or if his value drops to zero. You've still
Hmm.
got to love that card, and if you
Right.
don't, then don't buy it.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
I've never forgotten that. That's a rule of life.
Yeah.
Anything. So if you can't look back on your videos a month or a year later, and if the channel for some reason doesn't do what you expect, you should still be able to look back and say, "Man, I still love what I talked about. I still
Hmm.
love that. That was still, I enjoyed that. It was fun." That's the
Hmm.
key. So,
Yeah. It's
and it
true, man.
helps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because and to piggyback off of that, it's true because you gotta have that fuel, like when we're talking about these movies or we're bouncing ideas off of each other, or even like earlier today, and I'm sure Stephen, you don't mind me saying this, but earlier
Yeah.
today, this morning, me and Stephen were talking on the phone, and we're talking about some things that hopefully will be coming down the pike, and things that interest us. And even in that conversation, I could feel the fire, the energy. You know what I'm saying? That's what you
Yes.
want if you're doing videos. You want to have that type of
Passion.
passion and
Hmm.
commitment and enjoyment, because the truth of it is, all of us and all four of us in the Lethal Collective, we've had ups and downs, with our channel. We have times when
Yep.
we're frustrated or things don't go the way we want. But if we continue to enjoy what we do, that helps everything. That helps keeps us on the
Hmm.
path, helps to keep us focused. So whatever you're talking about in your videos or whatever you're doing in life, if you love it, like Stephen would say, if you love it, it's going to help you to be successful. It might take some time, and, like Stephen
Everything
said.
you do takes time.
Yeah,
Anything you
you
love, like even
you got
whether
to be
you
patient.
play sports, whether you want to whatever the case may be,
Hmm.
everything takes time, practice, everything. Even when you get
Yep.
monetized, you don't make anything. I mean,
Hmm.
even at the place that I'm at, like I'm not making anything. Like I'm not making a living or anything like that. It's about I do
Hmm.
it because of the passion. I do it because it's something I love, as does all of us. And I mean, even
Hmm.
so, there's even statistics, and you can look these up because I've done it. You can look
Bye,
up the
Carrie.
statistics at where you should be based on this. It takes the average YouTuber 3 years to reach 1,000 subscribers. 3 years. So that
That's
means for
Mm,
crazy.
that means for three
it
years you
is.
have to grind away just to reach 1,000 subscribers. That's
Yep.
the
Hmm.
that's the average YouTuber rate. And then on top of that, uh, like look at somebody like Mr. Beast. He was
Hmm.
doing YouTube for years before he did it. I mean, he
Yep.
even talked about how he was doing it for like 2 or 3 years before he reached 1,000. And now look at him. Now he's at and his first video ever that he did, it was like a different channel. Like he said, went viral. I was watching an interview he was talking about recently. I believe it was with Joe Rogan. He was talking about it, and he was like, he was like, "Oh yeah, my first video I ever did got like 200,000 views or whatever the case was, like my first video ever, and he still didn't have like major success." And imagine that for your
Hmm.
first video ever. I think my first video got like 2 views. Like so, it's just like, and that's the thing. It's the grind. Like, and like I said, look into it. Find out. Find your niche.
Yep.
If
Right.
find somebody that inspires you, whether it's us or somebody else, and take what, like for us, for example, if you want to do what we do, take what we do and make it better.
Yep.
Like,
Hmm.
like because we're not great. My content's terrible. Like, but at the end of the day, it's something that I'm passionate about, something that I love. There's many ways to make it better. Like I'm not doing
Absolutely.
anything. What I mean by terrible is I'm not doing anything extravagant. You're not seeing some
Hmm.
drone shots. You're not seeing some crazy shift changes. You're
Oh
not
gosh.
seeing like you're seeing a basic video. You're seeing
Right.
images and me talking behind those images. That is
Mhm.
terrible. And I have success. I mean, think about it. I can sit there and put images on a screen and talk about something behind those images and have success. Like, come on. But it's because of
But
the
I
community.
but I will say this too, just to throw my own little opinion in there, because actually, Fate, we were talking about this
Yeah,
yesterday. I think everyone, if you can figure out what you're good at, or something that you kind of bring to the table and hone that skill, I think that's a big thing too, because you're in a big ocean with so many other fish. But just to piggyback off of what you were saying, Fate, the thing about you, like I was saying when we were talking, is that you can take a subject and you can make it interesting, like before someone even realizes it. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's a gift that you have.
of course.
You know what I'm saying? And you've been able to hone that, and like we talked about. I mean,
Yeah.
there'll be
I
bigger
just
and
I
better things.
to better clarify, what I mean is that, like, there's value in everything. It's just
Hmm.
finding like what
Right.
value do you have. What I
Yeah.
like I said, what I mean by my videos are terrible is, like, if you really boil it down to what my videos are, they are. It's just me talking. It's
Mm.
me. I mean, even this right now, the collective, like we're talking. I mean, this is more influent, more engaging because there's multiple of us talking. But I mean, think about our videos. They're just black and white, just in a box. Here's some images or our face, and here's some talk about our theory on Halloween. Like,
Yeah.
anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. Like, it's not. We're not doing something where we're on the top of Mount Everest taking pictures. Like, like we're not,
Right.
like we're like there are some creators that are doing some amazing stuff that don't even have as many subscribers as we do.
Yeah.
Like, there are,
Yeah.
I have randomly, you'll see a video where it's like, I'll click on it just randomly and I'll be like, this is incredible, and they have like 200 views and like 15 subscribers, and I'm like, they spent weeks doing this. I spent
Right?
an hour. Like, like, but my point boils down to, like, it doesn't take a lot to get started. Like, you don't
Hmm.
need to do a lot to be able to create. Some people are afraid to be in front of the camera. Well, guess
Hmm.
what? You don't have to be in front of the camera to be successful. Like, there are
Yep.
many ways. It's just finding a way to do that. It's
Right.
one of those things. It's just finding that. Like, of course, I believe my videos are great. I believe my conversations are great. I believe my points and thoughts are great. But, like, if you really just take what my videos are, like, they're not anything special. Like, that's what I mean. Anybody can replicate my videos.
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
it's not anything that I'm not doing anything that is so personable. Most people are subscribed and watch because of me personally. In my, like Knight said, my points of view, my discussion, the way I can
Yeah.
engage people. And it is a skill, it
Hmm.
is a talent in and
Well,
of
that's
itself.
that's the
Yeah.
But
thing. I think that
Yeah.
that's one point that you didn't bring up the whole time is that I believe the biggest catch is, yeah, number one, it does need to be a quality presentation. I've always believed that. And but when you do that, it also comes down to likability. It's who you are.
yeah,
People are going to ultimately come back. Like the people I go back and watch regularly and subscribe to, like you guys and other people, are people that I genuinely enjoy hearing what they have to say.
Mm. Hmm.
I'm not. That's why I'm going there. I'm not. I'm not. So now, Mr. Beast is an exception because he's over the top. That guy, that's another
yeah, but
category.
he didn't start.
Right.
But
Like, but that,
well,
but
that's
the
my
reason
point,
he's
though.
a
He
great
didn't.
example is he literally His videos
All
were
right.
absolutely terrible. I mean, go watch his original videos. It's
Uh-huh.
literally him sitting in front of a dollar webcam going, Jake Paul, Jake Paul, Jake Paul, Jake Paul, Jake Paul, Jake. Like, and like, it goes into my point. Like, like you don't have to do it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel to be a
Mhm.
content creator. Like,
No.
yes, it does take
Mhm.
a skill to engage an audience, but it's not something you can't do. Everyone
Right.
can think of a great idea or a great topic or whatever, and
Mhm.
it's just finding the next one. You know,
Yeah.
being able to change, being able like, there's nothing wrong with putting out a video that does terrible and going, well, why did that do terrible? You know, I
Right.
mean, we've all had it as content creators. We'll spend
Mhm.
3 hours making a video, it'll get a rank 10. We'll make a video in 5 minutes and it's a rank one, and it's got
Yeah.
like 7,000 views, and you're just
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
like I
Mhm.
did that, like, and that always is the case because
Yeah,
it's
and
just
not
the
only that, but YouTube with the way that it will promote certain videos over other videos, and it's crazy. It is literally crazy, and it can be, it seems to be, and it also can be so random that it could drive you crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Unless you just, again, like you were saying, just do your work, keep consistent, be patient, don't give up, and just
That's
try to
it, man.
hone the skills that you're great at, and the ones
Mm-hmm.
that you're not great at, work on those and be able to, like you said, look at a video that didn't do well, or something that you did that didn't work out the way that you wanted it to, and to try to figure out, well, what can I do to make that better? What can I do to make that actually connect to the people that I want it to connect to better? And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's the key. And if we're talking just about YouTube channels, I think that's a huge part of it, because you have to put in, like you said, Stephen, you have to put in the work. You
You
have to put
do.
in the work. I mean, all four of us, I mean, we each have our own channel. And for you guys watching, well, just in a few minutes, we've talked about, I talked to Tyler yesterday. I was talking to Stephen this morning. So we talk to each other quite a bit, but we all have our own lives, families, jobs, responsibilities, and so forth. We have our own YouTube channels, which, we're doing our own things. Plus, we're fortunate and very blessed to be able to do this Lethal Collective now twice a week. So we're literally, just trying to do as much as we can, and that's the key. That's how you get. That's how you
Mm-hmm.
get somewhere, is to put in the work.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that's a common thread.
I mean, even
That's right.
Mr. Beast credits his success to his friends, like because he was in a group just like this collective, and
Mhm,
they would talk once, twice a week, and just
mhm,
bounce ideas off of each other, and they all reached 1 million subs at around the same time. Like,
mhm.
and not saying you have to start your own collective or something like that, but I mean,
Right.
if you can find people to talk about and just bounce off ideas, and but that's the thing too, you need to be able to take criticism, you need to be able to take, and change and listen to things, like even comments. Like, I love a
Mhm.
comment where they're like, this is terrible, here's why. The comments
Yeah.
that drive me crazy are the ones that like, you suck, and they don't say like, why do it suck, why does this video suck, explain to me. I am open to hearing people's opinions, whether it's good or bad. That's why at
Mhm.
the end of every video I always say, I want to hear your opinions, whether you agree with me, whether you disagree with me, whatever the case may be, because that's how I can improve, that's how I can grow. Not just that, you might give me
Mhm.
another perspective. Now that's another
Yeah.
content that I can create and talk about that other perspective, that maybe, and this is how it changed my mind, whatever the case may
That's right.
be.
Yeah.
It's finding ways to adapt and utilize what you have access to you. Um, like Blucka said, fake, you suck because you suck. Exactly. My point. Exactly. Like like that's the
Blucka
whole
to the
point.
rescue.
Blucka coming through clutch. But and get yourself some good sweaters, because all this whole chat, all I've talked about is how my sweaters are on point and how I always have sweater. I need to start
Oh
a
man.
sweater line. That's what I need to do. I'm gonna start a
Oh
hoodie and
no.
sweater line. That's what we're
Fate
gonna do. But
sweaters.
but no, but on a serious note, like it is. Like, take the chance, take the risk, be able to adapt, be able to evolve. I mean, it's just whether you
Yeah.
start a business, whether you start a club, whatever the case may be,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mhm.
have to
Mhm.
make changes. You have to grow with the times. You have to, and
Yeah.
we all have access to creating content on our phones.
Yeah, we do.
You have platforms now like TikTok where you can organically overnight get 100,000 subscribers, like just because it's natural algorithm. Like
Mhm.
there are outlets now that we never had access to years ago, like to where that 3 year 1,000 subscribers thing is kind of irrelevant now, because you have
Mhm.
access to so many things. Like, I
It's
don't
true.
really do social media at all, and I probably would be much bigger than I am if I actually did. Like
Hmm.
just because I just personally don't have the time, and I just do YouTube because I genuinely enjoy it. But like if
Hmm.
you do have the time, you could blow up fast nowadays, especially nowadays. There's the blueprints out there. There's people that do it every day. It's
Yep.
just about putting the work and the time in. Like, like
Yep.
Knight and Craven said, you got to be able to separate that time. You got to be able to
Yep.
do that time, and you have to be able to consistently do that. The biggest number
Hmm.
one thing on YouTube is consistency. If you're
Yeah.
not consistent,
Yep.
you'll never have success on YouTube ever,
That's so
Yeah.
true.
ever.
It's so
Like
true. That's so funny you said that because I think that, and I know for me personally, when I first started to do it, any YouTuber that I watched before, I usually watched them kind of on a consistent basis, certain days or certain day of the time of day or whatever. And when I first started doing YouTube, I said, well, I think the only way I'm going to even have a chance to have people even want to listen to what I'm saying is to try to do a consistent schedule, so that's what I started doing. I started doing it on, the same day around the same time and so forth. And it was probably one of the best things I could have done as a brand spanking new YouTuber who didn't really know nothing. I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know. The only thing I knew was movies, and I had a passion for movies. But other than that, that consistency, I think, was a huge thing for me. Huge.
consistency is the number one. Every big
Yeah.
YouTuber ever that has shared their secrets of the algorithm and all that stuff have all said the exact same thing. Consistency is
Mm,
everything. Like,
mhm.
so how much weight do you put in analytics? It, de- Once you reach a certain point, a lot. When you're
Yes.
growing,
Yeah.
analytics are irrelevant. I mean,
Hmm.
not. I shouldn't say irrelevant because
Yeah.
they are important to a degree. But when you're a small creator, they're not important because you're not getting enough. You're not getting enough viewership. You're not getting enough engagement. You're not getting enough things to where the analytics are really going to tell you what you're doing right or wrong.
Hmm.
Once you reach a certain point, analytics become important because now
Yep.
you have 150,000 impressions rather than 100 impressions. So now
Right.
your
Hmm.
videos are getting put out to 150,000 people. Why are you only getting 1,000 views? Why are you only getting 50 views? Like whatever the case may
Right.
be. So analytics become a thing once you reach a certain plateau. Um, so when you're just starting
100%.
out, I wouldn't put many weight. They're actually like Jake Paul has said, and he's a huge YouTuber. Jake Paul has said he's never looked at analytics because they're irrelevant. A lot of
Mm,
big YouTubers have said analytics are completely irrelevant. You shouldn't even worry about it. Granted, I think you should put some thought into it because it does tell you, kind of where you're at across the board. But you
right.
don't want to get too
Yeah.
caught up in the analytics
Yep.
because
Hmm.
YouTube, like Knight mentioned it earlier, YouTube is so inconsistent with their algorithm and they're changing so constantly. Their analytics don't tell the full story. Like
Right.
for example, there was a 3-year stretch that the analytics didn't show. The only reason they found out is because some big YouTubers said that they talked to YouTube and they told them where if you
Hmm.
didn't make a video over 10 minutes, you wouldn't
Hmm.
get views. There
Mm.
was literally a
Aha.
3-year stretch of YouTube,
Yeah.
and the analytics did not tell you that. Like people
Hmm.
that were putting out 10-minute video, like if you put out a 10-minute video, you'd get like 10,000 views. But if you put out a 9-minute video, you'd get
Hmm.
like 500 views just because YouTube's
Right.
algorithm wanted longer form content. But that doesn't show on
Hmm.
analytics. So again, there are a lot of things that analytics don't show about YouTube. So don't put too much weight in analytics. Although it is
Right.
something you should at least keep an eye on and be wary of. Like me personally, I look at my analytics once a week and that's it. I don't put a lot of
Hmm.
thought and time into analytics because again, the analytics don't show enough. Usually I just like the only time I really look into analytics is if a video does what I consider terrible. If a video does what I consider terrible and I think it is a good video, then I'll look at the analytics and see where did it go wrong. And a lot of times it has nothing to do with the video itself. It's just YouTube just didn't promote it for whatever reason. Maybe
Right.
I mean, there's clearly a reason, but the analytics don't show that. The analytics don't say, "Hey, you need to change your title." The analytics don't say, "Hey, you should have made your video another minute." Like those
Hmm.
things, analytics don't show. So, like again, analytics are great, but only to a certain point. And
Hmm.
Mm.
Blucka has the greatest comment I've ever seen in my life. they,
He usually
but
does.
Blucka says, "Fate wears these sweaters victims wouldn't be able to describe if they got away." I was cracking up earlier when I saw that comment. That is a great comment. That is
What's
facts
up,
with all
Gore?
my trippy sweaters, but
What's up,
no,
Gore?
like yeah,
Yeah.
but this is a great conversation to have in general. Like, just
It
because there
is.
are so many people that we have, we being influencers, whether we like it or not, we are to a degree. I mean, we're not major influencers in the grand scope of things. We're irrelevant. We're really nobodies. But to the audience
Exactly.
we have, we are influencers, and it's important to know and understand that because a lot of people don't talk about this stuff. And a lot of people get influenced by whether it's us or another YouTuber or another creator, whatever the case may be. The problem is it's just not something that gets really highlighted. And
Hmm.
so we have a lot of people that have either been influenced by us or already started at prior to us, whatever the case may be, that are at this plateau. You need to look and see like what do you need to change? What are you doing wrong? And don't be afraid to throw stuff out. Like I said, my channel was something completely different. I had nothing to do with movies. I threw out a random video about Scream and boom, look where I'm at now. And I was willing to make the change. I wasn't married to the idea of what I started doing. I just
Mm.
wanted to grow a YouTube channel and be able to maybe one day get to that point. You also need to figure out what do you want from YouTube? Like, because that's the key. Like,
That's
what
a
is
good
the end
point.
goal? Do you want to just do YouTube because it's fun and it's just a hobby and it's something to pass the time? Or is your goal to one day be a YouTuber? Because that
Hmm.
also will influence how you go about YouTube. Like for me, if
Yeah.
I just wanted to do YouTube for fun and just pass the time and I really had no ambition to get
Hmm.
to a certain point, then I would have after the Scream video, I would have just said, well, this isn't what I want to do. I want to continue doing this. But Scream, I
Hmm.
love Scream. I don't mind talking about Scream. The video was super successful. I posted another one that was successful. So I was like, guess what I'm doing? I'm just going to keep doing this and see until the wheels fall off. And now we're
Right.
here. So
Yep.
it's one of those things. But yeah,
It's true.
it's
So
a
I think
conversation.
to sum up these last 30 minutes, I think I can know I mean it's been good stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah,
um,
I
but
agree.
and and this is what we always talked about too, right? When we talked about doing the collective, part of what it was not just to talk about the movies and the
You're my hero.
trends, but it was to have these kind of discussions where we can kind of really let you see behind the curtain to some of the things that we are, some of the things we go through and how we process information. And
Hmm.
so I'm glad we're doing some of this today. It's been a while since
Yeah,
we've had this kind of a discussion.
that's true.
It really
Hmm.
has. And
Hmm.
um, so yeah, I think Fate summed it up really well, and I think that the analytics I enjoy looking at them personally because they do help show you what your audience is responding to. Like you can see, what videos are really getting the most traffic, most traction, and as Tyler said too, the ones that are less performing, what was done differently about it, what happened, and why this happened. And a lot of times, I'm finding like for me, the ones that do the least are the ones that are they're kind of I guess it's common sense. It's the lesser sought after topics. Like I did a
Hmm.
video on X, which I knew, it's a slasher movie coming out. A lot of people know about it, but a lot of people it's not been talked about a whole lot. And I knew when I posted that video, I did like a 10 12 minute video, man. I even if I know that or I think that this is going to be not as much of a reach as something else, I don't change my process. Like
Hmm.
I'm not going to give this video half of my effort because I'm only going to get half of the views.
Hmm.
I treat it the same, even though I see what this is a lesser known movie. It's an A24 film, which is more of an eclectic group of fans. It's not your
Hmm.
main as much as your mainstream fans, but
Right.
I'm going to do it anyway. I'm not going to change how I make my videos. So,
Hmm.
the effort I put into to making it and editing it and all the stuff that I do didn't change. But yeah, I was
Yeah.
right. It was a very underperforming video. And
Hmm.
then the last one I did, which I was ragging on last week because I knew it was the Nope video. And that thing just picked up a little bit, but it's still like 500 views,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
normally that's very low for me on a typical video. So, but again, I guess I'm saying this to say, remember that a lot of times when do what you want to do. That's what Tyler was saying, and what Knight
Hmm.
said, and what I said earlier. It comes down to just doing what you want to do. I wanted to make an
Hmm.
X video because I like slasher movies and I like Jenna Ortega, and I don't care if there
Right.
was 100 people that watched it. I was going to be happy with that video, and I am.
Hmm.
I wanted to do a Nope video because I think the premise is intriguing to me, and I
Yep.
love Jordan Peele's movies as a rule. I've enjoyed his
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm like, this video is going to do terrible. No one's going to want to watch it. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care. I made it and I posted it. And yeah, I was a little bit frustrated, not because I'm not getting views like a crybaby. I was frustrated because, man, I spent some time to get
Right.
these shots pulled and edited and done right the way I wanted them to look. And
Mm-hmm. Oh
and
yeah.
we pour ourselves into our videos, and I hope you guys know watching this. I can speak for all four of us. None of us just slap stuff together. We pour our hearts into what we do. It means
Mm-hmm.
something to each of us that
True
we put
enough.
out a video, man. And
Yeah.
so if it doesn't perform well, then yeah, it
It
hurts.
does.
It does
Mm-hmm.
because you're like, man,
Yeah.
I really worked hard to make this good. You know?
Well, and I think we talked about that. I think maybe in one of our first couple of episodes of doing the collective, because it's true. Like kind of what we've already just said in this stream. You want to put the work in. You want to be consistent, and like you said, you've got a process that you go through.
I do.
And I've said too, like for one video, I could literally be worth a couple of hours easily
Easy.
of prep, the time to,
Hmm.
whether if it's research, and even after the video there's stuff to do too. So like for instance, tonight we're going to do Carpenter's Assault on Precinct 13 pretty much right after we do this stream. I love the movie. I know the movie inwards and outwards, but I still did the prep. I
Hmm.
watched it. I still did some research, setting up the stream and all that, and still put in probably about 3.5 hours for it just to do a whatever 45-minute stream. So I think that's
Yeah.
another thing for people that might be looking to do this. Like, if you go into this and you're not able to put the time into it, not saying you won't be successful, because like Tyler was saying, sometimes stuff can just happen and
It
boom,
can.
there you are. But for a majority of us,
Mhm.
you gotta put that work in
There's
consistently.
always a lightning in a bottle moment.
Absolutely.
Like
Hmm.
with everything. There's always the guy that, found 100 grand on the floor or whatever the case may be. Of
Hmm.
course, that's the
That's
thing.
right.
But one last thing I kind of want to like piggyback off of is know your audience too. Like,
Hmm.
so for example, like I got a comment earlier today and it was a great comment. It was like, like you talk, all you do is talk about Scream. Like, why don't you talk about other stuff on this channel? Like Fate decided. And I said, because my audience is grown from Scream. Like, yes, I do
Hmm.
randomly will sprinkle some other stuff in, but like
Right.
my viewership and my audience, the analytics, if you want to talk about analytics, everything, my viewers expect a Scream video every day. I've
Hmm.
gone days without posting Scream videos, and I get comments from a majority of people like, "Why are we going to get a video today? Why don't we have a video today?" Because my audience expects it. It's a knowing my audience, and of course, I want to branch out to other stuff besides Scream, and I will do that. I'll wean that stuff in, and I'll do
Hmm.
things. Because Scream's not going to last forever, but I
Right.
know what my audience expects at least for the moment.
Hmm.
So why would I do that? And yes, Craven, you're right. Post what you want. Absolutely, we've all talked about that, but be careful. You also should elaborate. Be careful. Like, don't go too far. Like, if you're a guy that's talking about the Lakers, you
Hmm.
probably shouldn't post a video about how horses are great because that video is probably not going to do good. But if you
Right.
want to
Right. Right.
talk about how the Knicks made a trade, at least it's still basketball content. You might not get the
Right.
viewership because you're like a
Hmm.
Laker channel, whatever the case may be, but it's still in that realm. So like Craven was saying, he's a horror channel. He wanted to talk about X. It was still in the realm
Yep.
of what he talks about. I just wanted to
Hmm.
Hmm.
clarify that so people understand. Like, don't
That's
like you
right.
still need to stay within the
Your lane.
parameters of your channel. But
Hmm.
Yeah.
like we've all done it. Like I've posted a video. Like I've posted videos knowing I'm gonna get, if I'm lucky, probably 200 views on this. Like
Right.
that's usually how it goes. Like, and I'm usually right. I usually post the
Hmm.
video to get like 200-300 views, and every once in a while I'll get a gem. We know what video. Like if I, of course, like I talk about Scream, I know if I talk about Halloween, that'll likely get views. I know if I talk about Jeepers Creepers, that'll likely get views. The big blockbusters almost always get views, but
Hmm.
something like an
Yeah.
X that doesn't have
Hmm.
a billion people waiting for that movie, like it's like it's probably
Yep.
not gonna you're not gonna get the views that you're used
You're
to.
not.
Hmm.
And also, speaking of analytics, that stuff affects future videos also. So you got to keep that in mind also. If you get enough, like your YouTube's analytics is based off of the previous video. and the
Mm-hmm.
last 10. So if you post a video, so for example, like if you get a rank 1 and you're planning on posting another video, you probably shouldn't post that unless that video is that much better than the last one. Because if you get a rank 10, then your next video needs to be really good. Otherwise, it's going to be another 10, like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot that goes into it. But I mean, we could talk
Yeah.
for hours about this. But yeah, but
Right.
that's just what I wanted to clarify on is, know your audience. That's very important
Mhm.
as you gain an audience. Be true to what got you there. And, two, venture out, but keep it within the confines of your channel. So there you go.
Absolutely.
That's
I
very
agree.
true. Yes, that's a good
Very
point,
true.
man.
Very well said, man. Absolutely.
Next thing you
Well,
know, we're going to be putting out a DVD series of YouTube
We're gonna do some
101
courses,
videos.
courses linked in the description.
Like all
Right.
four of us in the collective could take a topic of creating a channel. Like one of us takes thumbnails, one of us talks titles and metadata tags, and we all like do this
Oh,
whole
man.
series on creating a.
Hey,
Hey,
man,
I'm laughing right now, but I'm
Hey.
telling you, there's something that
Hey.
could be there.
Dude,
I've
those
got a-
courses, those people there's people that make a
They
little living
do.
off the course. They
They
make
do.
ridiculous money off the course.
I
Yep.
have a friend. I have a friend who is absolutely amazing, and she does a lot of that type of stuff. And man, I mean, she's doing really, really well because, of course, there's a lot of people that want to know,
There's a need.
Yeah.
what the best way to do things are. Kind of like
From
what
the
we're doing
beginning.
right now. Yeah, and what
Mhm.
we're doing right now, a lot of
I
people
mean, to be
are
fair,
so
that's what I do for a
invested in
living
that.
already.
That's
I
true,
mean,
man.
I do
Right.
invest in marketing, and literally people pay me for advice and how they should go about certain things,
Mhm.
and basically putting together blueprints. That's basically what I'll do is I'll
Right.
put together a plan for them. So I mean, I'm technically making a living off of courses already,
Mhm.
So yeah, it's
Well,
one of
here's
those
the
things.
thing: when you want to start, if you want to get advice, all four of us have built our channels, and they're successful channels. Not we're not a million followers and like that, but we have enough success that we can help people. That we can say, look, here's what I've learned. Don't do this, but do
Right.
this, and you're gonna this will put you in a good spot. This will put you in a bad spot, and
Right.
there's value there. I really do believe that there is a value there that we could help people, and that people that would really are trying to get ahead and avoid our pitfalls and learn from our successes and things that we know from content creators on the backside of how this stuff works and how we build our videos and our and the whole process. There's value there, man. People would like to hear that, and
There's
so
always value in success.
there is.
Yeah.
So
True.
something we can think about. We can mull over and talk about offline for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Maybe one
Absolutely.
day. Or
Yeah,
or
you
like
never know.
or like the comment said earlier, OnlyFans, NT.
Oh, here we go. There we go.
Oh no,
Soon-
no.
Sooner or later.
Oh,
Sooner or
it's-
later.
There it is. Let's go.
You knew it. You knew it.
And
All
only
right.
stew.
So as we
Oh.
as we start to finish this up a little bit, too funny. Anything else on you guys' radar for? Well, actually, Stephen, we should talk again about what you got coming in just a little whiles, and hopefully, we'll have a lot of these folks in the chat that will be joining us over on your
Sure.
channel, craving something scary.
Absolutely, Knight. Thank you, man. Yeah, so literally in 2.5 hours from now, I will be over on my channel. I'm going to have a live stream tonight with Lynn McCree, otherwise known as Maureen friggin' Prescott, baby. And I am so excited. I've been on cloud nine since
man.
this was scheduled, and I'm just so excited. And she's going to not only be bringing her experiences and all of the stories that she's going to share from Scream 3 and the Scream 1 and 2 as well, Scream 1 as well, but she's also going to be bringing some actual Scream 3 on-set memorabilia that from the actual movie that she has kept since filming it. And I am just so excited, and she's very excited. She is the sweetest person. She's so kind, and we've been emailing each other several times now over the last week, and it's so funny. I was actually emailing her last night to do a confirmation to say just to confirm we're still booked for tonight. And I was typing in the middle of typing, and then I stopped for a second to do something else. And then when I came back to the computer to resume, an email pops up from her to confirm. And I said, dude, we were literally typing each other at the same time. And so I told her the little story. I said, I just have to tell you this. I said, I'm not making this up at all. This just happened. And she's like, oh, there's no coincidences. I completely believe it. I have
Mhm.
fully, believe that we were on the same wavelength. And she's like, genuinely excited. And so all of you who are here still in the chat, if you guys can come tonight in 2.5 hours, 9 p.m. Central, and over to the channel, we're going to go live. She's committed to 1 full hour to be on the channel tonight. And so she told me, she said, I have so many stories. At first, last thing I'm going to say, she said, at first she was concerned that was too long.
Mhm.
She's like, she said, it seems like a long time. I said, I know it does sound that way. I said, however, excuse me, guys, my throat. What I found is that as we start getting into talking and things, it really goes by quickly. She said,
Mhm.
okay, I'll commit to the 1 hour. And so I'm like, okay, great, And then last night in the email yesterday, she said, I'm so excited. She said, I have a lot of stories to share. And maybe she says, you know what? An hour and a half may not even be enough time. And so her comfort level already after we've talked on the phone and in our emails, she's already getting more comfortable. And
That's
so
usually how it goes.
it is. I'm like,
Nice.
because once, and it happened with Mike Vaughn a couple of weeks ago. He was only going to be there for an hour. That was it. And when it got to 58 minutes, I'm like, oh, okay, I said, well, guys, we're at 58-minute mark. We're going to start wrapping up. And he's like, nah, man, I'm having fun. Let's just keep going. And so the thing is, once you get going, and we're having a good time, guys know how time flies.
Yeah,
So
you never know
Yeah,
how
man.
long it'll actually be, but
you never know.
Right?
And
but
and and
definitely one thing for sure is that I'll be there. Will you be
oh,
there?
I'll be there. Knight, are you going to be there?
I will definitely be there. You guys
Are
are
you
so
going to be there in
messed
the
up.
chat?
Be there, though I may stumble my way. I'll be there.
Oh yes, it's beautiful. It's perfect. Now see, Fate, I didn't miss the setup this week.
Damn
I
right.
missed it last time
You did.
because I wasn't feeling very
It's a big
well.
step. It's a big step.
It's a big
Proud
step,
of
man.
Look at George. George saying OnlyFans at 7K.
No,
you. We need
100K.
more than that.
Yeah,
Right?
100K maybe.
I
No,
will.
Oh,
I'll
Emma.
put.
Oh, gosh. Jeez.
dude, what, dude? You and
I
Angela,
sign
you
up
guys
for.
need to have a VIP
I'm
corner.
with you. I'll sign up for a Knights OnlyFans too. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. You can just talk.
Coriander.
You can just talk on it. That's all you have to do is just talk on OnlyFans. People just want to hear your voice.
That's
Let
right.
me tell you, man. Too
But
funny.
I'll plug something real quick. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
Saturday,
Tell us.
I think I'm gonna do a subathon. I've seen a bunch of YouTubers do it. I think it'd be a lot of fun. And basically,
Yeah.
what it works is I'll go live. I'm gonna go live stream in the morning, and we'll
Yeah.
basically to kind of keep it niche, right? Because I don't
Mhm.
want to get like a bunch of subscribers and stuff that are like irrelevant.
I'm sorry. Coriander said, "Oh my God."
I know.
that
I saw
song."
that. I saw that. I'm like, what? Out of the blue.
Hey, I'm sorry. Just to say something, Coriander. She is so amazing because there was a night that we did on Slasher Movie Club, and we did Too Scared to Scream, and that's what that song is from.
Yes.
And she really thought the song was so damn cheesy when we watched the movie. So we're talking about the movie, and during the stream, I played that. Like she didn't know I was gonna do that, and it was hilarious. The look on her face. Oh my God, it's so funny. And of course, now we brought it over here, so it's amazing stuff, man. And I'm sorry.
I
Go ahead,
love
Tyler.
it.
I'm sorry.
I
No,
love
it's
it.
okay. Yeah, no. So basically, the whole concept is that what I'll do is I'm gonna go live. I'll start for like an hour or whatever, and
Mhm.
you all control the time that I go live through subscribers and super chats. So it's something that I think would be really cool. So I'm going to dedicate the entire day next Saturday. We'll see if there's proof of concept. If there's proof of concept and it works, then we might do it here on the Lethal Collective. We've all talked about doing it individual. So I'm going to be kind of the guinea pig. I'm going to be the little test dummy. Uh, and yeah, so basically, the way it works is, like I said, I'll go live. I'll probably just throw on a movie, watch it. You just kind of hang out with me for the day. You can come in whenever you want. Every time I get a super chat, that extends it that amount of minutes. So, like, if you donate $10,
Right.
the live stream extends another 10 minutes. If
Right.
if I get a new subscriber, I'll put a value to that. Let's say 5 minutes. So then, so say I'm going to start for an hour. Somebody donates $10. I'll go for an hour and 10 minutes. I get a new subscriber. That's an hour and 15 minutes, so on and so forth. And so, I mean, the chat goes as long as you all continue to subscribe, donate, engage, stuff like that. I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
You guys get to hang out with me for the day.
I agree.
No, I will have a cutoff just so people know, because I do have children and a life and stuff. And because a lot of there's people that have done this a lot, and somebody just broke the world record for streaming. They did like 32 days or something like that. And a lot of these subathon things, people are going days at a time, like some even weeks. That I'll tell you right now, I won't be able to. But I could probably go 24 hours realistically. So we could probably extend it for 24 hours if you're all willing to participate. So next Saturday, so a week from tomorrow, which would be what, the 2nd or 3rd?
I believe so. Yep.
So
the 2nd, April 2nd.
Yeah. So like I said, I'll do community posts and I'll promote it leading up to that. I'll even mention it in the live stream tomorrow over on Fake Decided, my Saturday live streams. But yeah, I think it'll be fun. I've seen a lot of people do it. I was like, that'd be cool. I could dedicate a day to try it out and see if it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We just have it's a normal Saturday live. If it does work, then cool. Then hopefully I get some subscribers, the channel grows, all that stuff. It does nothing to the channel. So so look out for that next Saturday.
Absolutely.
Do you have anything to plug? Come on, you gotta have something. You gotta have something
man. Hey, well, look, man. Look, you know me. I'm always working on something. But
bring it, brother. Bring it.
No, I mean, me. Well, all of us in one way or another have been talking about a lot of upcoming type of things we're thinking about doing. And obviously, Lethal Collective is a huge focus for us. But we realize that it's all dominoes between the Lethal Collective and our individual channels, and as one grows, the other can grow and vice versa. So, and Steve and I were just talking about this morning, doing some things on each of our channels, flip-flopping back and forth. So that's one thing that's coming up. We've got a lot of cool ideas for some new things coming up, movie night, and also, and I'll throw this out there, and Steven was one of the first people I had talked to about this, but I do have channel memberships that have started. Woo!
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which, and just to throw this out there, because a couple people have been gracious enough to join it. Carrie and a couple of you guys are in here. And so anyways, I'm just really excited about it because of the fact that, doing some different things, more like close knit and exclusive stuff like movie nights and streams and stuff like that. So I'm so excited about it, not only because of being able to do it, but also just the growth of this channel, which is my second channel, and just kind of getting over the how do I want to put it, the concern and worry, to get to this point. So I'm glad I'm at that point. It's a lot of stress off my shoulders and a lot of cool stuff. We got a lot of cool stuff planned. And man, I'm just excited about it. It's so exciting. All of our channels, the Lethal Collective, you guys in the chat, people starting new channels, other people with channels that are doing well. It's a great time in this community that we have. It really, really is. I truly mean that. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, one day we're going to look back and go, wow, remember when we were just starting the collective? Remember when we were nobodies? Now look at us. We're going to be sitting on a yacht drinking Mai Tais.
Mai Tais.
Watch, Lethal Collective 2024. Our first episode is going to be on a yacht.
Oh
We
wow!
made
Can you
it.
imagine?
Yeah, just like we're gonna start reporting live from the helicopter to our yacht.
Oh, wow.
And then we're just gonna land.
Hey, look, on the helicopter, it's actually going to have just the initials. We still won't tell anyone
exactly.
about
It's gonna be
all
great.
the initials.
It's
The
gonna be. It's
initials
gonna be.
and the channel names
That's
underneath,
right.
Yes,
And
straight
then
down
yes,
each letter.
I'm
yes,
telling you, and you're
yes.
just gonna see us flying to this
Imagine that.
yacht. All four of us are gonna jump on this like ball and set. We're gonna be
Oh
spinning.
no.
We're gonna be
Be like,
wetting our beaks a little bit and just
they're gonna
doing
be
our
like,
live streams from a
what
I
does
yacht
could
that
just
even
flying.
see a
mean?
I could just see the helicopter. You look up in the air and you just see that on the
Well,
side.
we need a helicopter. We all live in different states,
We
so like
do.
the
Right,
helicopter
right.
just comes, picks each of us up, drops us off
Yep.
at the yacht.
That's right.
Like man,
But
and
it'll
then
be in big letters,
what
Big,
hap-
bold.
what
FCK
happens in the
head.
water stays in the water.
That's
International waters.
Yeah, and yeah,
right.
we'll venture
Oh
out somewhere
man,
far. I'm telling
Oh
you,
no.
2024, here we come.
too
2024.
funny.
I'd say 23, but I want to be realistic here.
Gotta be
Yeah,
realistic.
sure, sure.
Give ourselves a little bit of leeway.
Yeah,
Desiree
Just a
said
little
it the
bit.
best. Always good times here with the collective. That's one thing
absolutely.
that we
Oh,
we we really do appreciate that, and that's what we strive for. We're just
yes.
like Tyler said, we're a bunch of nobodies, but we really do enjoy hanging out with each other. We enjoy
That's
talking
right.
movies and talking
We're
life, of
nobody's
course, like
together.
we did today. What?
I said we're nobodies together.
Nobody's together, so
Four,
That's
that
right.
makes
four,
us
four nobodies
somebody,
make one somebody. Together we are one somebody. The
right?
Lethal Collective. That's what we are.
Oh my
I
gosh.
remember when that Lethal Collective they started out and they was a nobody, and now look at
Now
them.
look at them. They're on a yacht sipping Mai Tais.
I love them guys.
Duh.
Anyways, man, all right, we're gonna start to get ready to
Ah,
get out of here, but we're still gonna be there, won't we, guys?
Absolutely. I'll be there.
I'll be
Yeah,
there.
you will. All right. I'll be
Stumbling my way. I'll
there. Oh man, do you
be
realize that like if someone outside of our community came on and watched that part, they're probably thinking, "What the are
What is
these
going
guys
on? What kind
doing?"
of channel is this?
there. They'd be like, click off.
They're like, stop it.
Delete.
And
Delete.
Coriander's like, "No."
Yes, Coriander. You inspired that last time. That last one was for
We're doing
you.
it specifically for you.
Yes.
Oh my God,
And I have
too
to
funny,
say, real
man.
quick, Hamish, I have to comment here. Hamish says, I'm watching Scream 3 right now. Yes. That is,
Woo.
watch Scream 3, guys. That's Maureen Prescott's movie. That is really her
Yes.
film. And so
Hmm.
I love it. I support that. If you guys have time to squeeze it
Absolutely.
in, let it be fresh on your mind so you can have
Yes.
questions for tonight.
That's
We get
right.
later on, and we're going to do the Q&A later on. And
Hmm.
so, anyway, yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Thumbs up, man.
Cool. All right, man. Awesome stuff. So yeah, remember, go to Craven Something Scary in 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. A little less than
That,
2.5 hours.
that's it.
It's
Yep.
it's coming up, guys. So don't forget it. And we'll be seeing you guys back in a few days. So hey, this has been a lot of fun. Peace out to my man Jake. Congratulations to Jake. And yeah,
Yes.
the collective has spoken. Peace.
See ya.